Now, legend has it that buried somewhere within the walls of this now crumbling but once grand manor house is a secret chamber that was once the hiding place for one of the richest men in medieval England. But who was he, why was he hiding, and where are we? Well, join me in just a moment and I will tell you a remarkable story. Today, a pair of bubbly newlyweds are leaving the big smoke behind in a bid to return to their country roots. There's an effervescence about your response to this property. There's a lot of fizz going on. And some of our houses take their breath away.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Oh, we haven't bought it yet.
You haven't bought it yet, exactly. You don't know what it's worth yet. Well, today we are in Oxfordshire, and these are the impressive remains of Minster Lovel Hall. It was one of several estates owned by Francis Lord Lovel in the 15th century. Now, he was a close ally of Richard III. He fought alongside him at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485, when, of course, famously, Richard III was killed. Now, not only did the battle end the Wars of the Roses, it also ushered in the Tudors. But what fate befell Lovel himself? Well, it's thought that Lovel survived the battle, but what happened next remains a mystery. One popular theory, based upon a chance discovery here during the 18th century of a skeleton sat at a table in a vault, might suggest that he came back and went into hiding. But were those the remains of Lord Francis? In truth, of course, only these ruins probably know. Situated in the southeast of England, landlocked Oxfordshire is bordered by 6 counties, including Gloucestershire, Wiltshire and Berkshire. With its network of fields framed by dense woodland and a host of rural homes, the county's stunning scenery and striking architecture give the region its identity. Towns such as Woodstock, meaning clearing in the woods, was the birthplace of Winston Churchill and features narrow lanes brimming with curiosity shops, hotels and restaurants housed in caramel-coloured stone. The market town of Wallingford that sits on the west bank of the River Thames is a newcomer to Oxfordshire from Berkshire, where it had an address until 1974. The town was home to crime writer Agatha Christie for 40 years. There's also a plethora of visitor attractions in the county, such as the beautiful 11th century Waterperry House and Gardens to the east of Oxford. Once a renowned horticultural college, today there are 8 acres of superbly maintained grounds for visitors to explore. So whether it's breathtaking scenery you're after or fabulous architecture, escapees can't get much better than Oxfordshire, which offers the complete package. Well, there is no getting away from it. Oxfordshire isn't cheap. Here, the average price of a detached property is currently £453,000. That's some 60% above the national figure. And the reason is simple. For decades, it's been popular with commuters keen to get a slice of this glorious countryside, but within easy reach of London. And as road and rail links have continued to improve, so prices have continued to rise. A notable hotspot is Henley-on-Thames. But as a broad rule of thumb, the further north and west you go from London, well, the cheaper it gets. So let's meet today's buyers and find out what's attracted them to this part of the world. Rachel and Tristram currently live in a 1-bedroom garden flat in Forest Hill, southeast London. They've been married for just over a year, but first met 5 years ago during a 2-wheeled trip to the French capital.
So we met on a bike ride from London to Paris, didn't we? I was actually taking part and you were
I was leading the trip.
And yeah, we spent quite a bit of time cycling together and then sort of cycled into Paris sort of together.
Over the finish line, had a party together.
Yeah.
And then when we got back, I asked you out on a date and didn't look back since.
Both Rachel and Tristram work in the charity sector in London. But having lived in the city suburbs for a number of years, these newlyweds want to upsize to a country home.
We're currently in a sort of 1-bed sort of
multi-level
place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not bad in terms of space-wise. I guess it would be nice to just have a bigger place and more space and more of a garden area and everything. Like if you open any of the cupboards, things will probably fall out because there's
Rachel's
no
things.
storage space at all.
And our couple, who both grew up in the countryside, feel that London life is no longer for them, particularly since they plan on starting a family in the future.
I think from both of us growing up in the countryside, it was just we just had I had such a good childhood.
We've always said
really
we have kids, we want to bring them up in the countryside and not in a city, and make sure that they've got the space to just play and have fun that we both had when we were kids.
Yeah.
Rachel grew up in the Oxfordshire town of Witney, which is where her mum still lives, so they've set their sights on a return to the county.
It's got lovely old Cotswold stone towns and villages, lots of sweeping rolling hills and rivers, and just lots of space to go and enjoy the countryside up there.
And Oxfordshire also lends itself to their hobbies.
At the moment, we don't really do as much cycling as we'd like to. It's mainly commuting in and out of London, sort of cycling, but yeah, in the countryside we hope to do a lot more, be more active and much more weekend cycling.
And although they'll miss their London friends, of course, they've no qualms about moving to a rural setting.
Definitely think the move will change our life. Everything we look for now when we go away for weekends, we could just have on our doorstep. And what we're missing at the moment is going for walks, going for nice long bike rides and having space. So we think going to the countryside will just give us exactly what we want.
It's just a new adventure and we've always kind of wanted to do it, haven't we?
Yeah, can't wait to leave London.
Excited.
Tristan will still be commuting to work in London, so we'll be concentrating our search in areas with good rail links into the capital. But before we get started on our country mission, I'm meeting them in the county to get to grips with the finer details of their property move. Well, guys, Rachel, Tristan, welcome to Escape to the Country. Now, I gather there is some really exciting news concerning the sale of your current property.
We accepted an offer yesterday.
Yeah.
Brilliant!
Yeah, it was perfect timing.
What timing? I mean, we couldn't write that in, really. That's amazing. So give us an idea of what property you're looking for, a kind of bullet list of its key features.
Well, ideally 2 bedrooms or more.
2 plus.
So that's one more than you've got. OK.
A good garden. Cotswold cottage would be amazing,
Traditional
perfect.
features, I think.
Yeah.
Log burner would be a plus.
Yeah. And just space in a bit of a community. They're the main things, aren't
Yeah,
they?
definitely.
Good sized kitchen.
Is there anything that you don't want?
Probably we're less interested in new builds.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about new builds, you can get a bit more for your money sometimes because they aren't as sought after as your classic characterful cottage. Yeah. What's the budget for this move?
So we're looking at around £400,000.
So £400,000. We've got 3 properties to show you, including, of course, our mystery house, which we'll get to tomorrow morning. But today, look, it's sunny. We've got 2 to show you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fantastic.
For their budget of £400,000, Rachel and Tristram are hoping for a spacious country cottage with character and traditional features. They want a good-sized kitchen, and upstairs they'd like at least 2 bedrooms. Outside, they're after a nice garden, and they'd love a location that can link them to the local community. We've hand-picked 3 fabulous properties to show them, but only after they finish the tour of each will they be given its price. Our last visit to our mystery house might leave them wondering if they've turned up at the correct address, but once they step through the door, I think they'll be more than pleasantly surprised. We're starting off our house search in the village of Freeland, some 9 miles from Oxford. Freeland is a medium-sized village with its own pub and 2 churches, all built from Cotswold stone, as well as a modern village hall which hosts a number of local clubs and societies. For a wider range of services, the market town of Witney, home to Rachel's mum, is a mere 10-minute drive away. Witney prospered in the Middle Ages from a lucrative trade in woolen blankets, which built the many grand and honey-coloured limestone buildings that now grace its pavements. For train services into London, Hanborough Station will get you into Paddington in an hour and a quarter. What's more, it's just under a 2-mile cycle ride from our first property in the heart of Freeland itself. OK, here we are. House number 1.
Wow.
Wow.
Looks good.
Yeah?
Very pretty.
Yeah, like, look at this.
It's sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, really lovely. I really like the garden, actually, at the front. The lavender, that's really lovely.
It's got the oldie-worldy look we're looking for.
Come on, let's have a look, see what you think. Dating to the mid-18th century and essentially a 2-up, 2-down, this detached stone-built cottage benefits from many characterful features, including original flooring. Look at this.
Ooh,
Flagstone hallway.
lovely.
I love the floor.
Grab the door, Tris. Come on into here.
Lovely.
Thankfully, you ducked. That's all good. There's a bit of that in this place, to be honest, but it does give you this lovely, cosy, quaint feel.
Very
That
cosy.
fireplace.
That fireplace is
amazing.
really lovely. There's a lot of little quirks, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which is really sweet. The
Lovely
window
exposed
seat.
beams.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I think it's nice.
It's
yeah,
nice.
I
It's
just
got
I
the
absolutely
features.
love the character to it.
Yeah.
This would always have been, I guess, the main living area because you've got the ingle there. It could also have been clearly where most of the cooking happened back in the day.
Yeah.
But now, of course, it has a kitchen, which is the second part of the 2-down, and that is in here.
This is a nice kitchen.
It's nice and
I
bright.
like it. Nice and bright. It's good size.
It does feel quite big, actually, in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's deceptively big. I like the wood flooring as well.
Right then, so you currently have one bedroom that you've just sold. We might sell you 2 bedrooms. Let's have a look upstairs, yeah. So, good vibes coming from both Tristram and Rachel to this lovely stone cottage. Upstairs, one of the 2 double bedrooms on the first floor could be perfect as a future nursery. And there's a family bath and shower room next door. The loft has been converted into a living space with a single dormer window to the front. But we're staying on the first floor to check out our couple's potential bedroom. This is what is currently being used as the master bedroom.
Okay.
It's nice. It feels quite compact.
It does feel compact.
I don't know whether it's because it could be lighter.
You're right. I mean, it is a bit compact. I mean, I don't know how this compares with what you've got at the moment in London.
It's probably around the same
It's
size,
probably
isn't
about
it?
the same size,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think it's certainly one to consider. Let's take a trip back downstairs, out to the garden, and see what we think it's worth.
Okay. Sounds
Right then.
good.
Follow me down here. As we head outside, I'm beginning to sense that the size of this cottage may be of some concern to Rachel. All the outdoor space is located at the front. Largely laid to lawn, it's a pretty classic cottage garden bordered by dry stone walling. Now, you know this area well, so in terms of, guessing the price, you should be pretty good at this, Rachel.
I hope so. I think it's on at 365.
365, yeah? Tris?
I reckon it's on for about 350,000.
An optimistic 350? Do you know what? I would probably have said that myself, actually. But here's the exciting news. It's 325.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crikey. I should have done better.
You should have done a lot better. A lot better.
She's very good at spending the money.
Yeah. We've got 2 more chances coming up, all right? But no, I think 325 for this, given its location, what it offers you in terms of space and character.
Yeah,
That's
really
an absolute
good.
bargain. I can't get over that.
There you go, then. We'll go and buy it.
Exactly. Job done.
Well, look, have another look around. Now you know what it's worth. That will, I'm sure, change the way you look at it.
Yeah.
And I will catch up with you a little bit later on.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank
Off you go.
See you later.
£75,000 under budget, this 18th century Cotswold cottage comes with a wealth of classic features. Originally a 2-up, 2-down, there's the added bonus of a converted loft space and a pretty garden to the front. Located in a vibrant village, it's just a 10-minute bike ride to the nearest station for Tristram's work.
What's the
Wow.
seat? Oh, wow. Crikey, what would you do with it?
Baby room.
A baby room. In terms of a Cotswoldy feel and house, it's very pretty. I think the rooms, they had some interesting features, but perhaps a little bit compact. I think the main thing actually for me was the garden perhaps being out the front. I think location's great, but perhaps this might make us think that we could get more space if we were perhaps slightly further away from the station.
I quite like this property. It's certainly got a character, which is what we're looking for. The curb appeal's great. The front garden is lovely, exactly what I'd look for in a garden. The house itself, yeah, it's probably a bit on the small side for me.
Right, you two, all done?
Yep.
Not bad for the money, is it?
Good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if you do have children, having your mum round the corner is really good news, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. She'll love you for that.
Yeah, I bet you will. Come on. One of the best ways to enjoy the Oxfordshire countryside is on the water. And that's easy, with a large stretch of the 215-mile River Thames running right through the county. One master craftsman who makes the most of the river is Alistair Phillips. He runs workshops in constructing coracles, simple circular boats that date back to the Bronze Age. For centuries, their main uses have been for fishing and to transport goods or people across waterways, but today they're mainly used for leisure. Coracles are made all over the world, but Alistair's are based on a traditional Welsh craft. As well as avid cyclers, our couple are also keen kayakers and are sure to be interested in this rather unusual vessel. They've come to meet Alistair at his workshop near Henley.
So how did you get into it then?
I love making things out of wood, and when I was about 15, I saw a coracle being made at a country fair, thought it looked fun, and I happened to have the opportunity to go on a coracle making course and just fell in love with them, and I've been making them ever since.
Coracles are much more circular than regular kayaks or canoes. How does that affect the balance of the boat?
They are famously unstable, but if you stay in the middle of the boat and follow my instructions, you'll be OK.
But before they get the chance to hop on board, Rachel and Tristram are going to help finish making one. The local ash used to make the coracle has a natural flexibility, even more so after it's been soaked in water for a number of days.
And what we need to do now is we need to bend the ends of the stringers up and fix them onto the gunnel here. So I'll start with the middle one. It just comes up in a nice natural bend, sits on the rim where it wants to sit, and then we're going to grab a clamp and just clamp the two of those together. So if we take the next one up now,
Yep.
bend that up, put the clamp on. That's great.
Next, the stringers, which are thin vertical strips of wood, are secured with nails.
Is that right?
Yep.
And then the clamps come off.
Now, when the boat's finished, this area is completely hidden by the cover, so we don't have to worry too much about it being super neat.
Now the protruding tops of the stringers are sawn off
And that's it.
before a hard-wearing PVC cover is attached. The frames were traditionally covered in calico, and when they were very first made, they would have used animal hide.
That goes down like that. And then if you can stick that down with the length of the boat running lengthways. That's it.
Once the PVC has enveloped the frame and is secured, they're ready to set sail.
Here's your complimentary paddle and dry bag. Let's take it down to the river.
Let's go.
Fantastic.
Alistair is lucky enough to have the River Thames just a short drive from his workshop. And with another 2 coracles to play with, each weighing about 15 kilos, it's time to hit the water.
Let's get your boat down into the water. Don't worry about dragging it on the bottom. So I'll hold it here. If you want to climb in and step over to the front, and then I'll slide you out into the water. Obviously, if you're getting it on your own, it would be a little bit more difficult.
With both novice coracle captains safely on the water, the fun can really begin.
You're looking to paddle in front of you. That's exactly right. You're now moving forwards. The paddling stroke is called a draw stroke. We paddle directly in front of us with a figure of 8 pattern, and that slowly pulls us through the water, like so. And if you find you're spinning around in circles, then it means you're doing it wrong.
These coracles are stronger than they look. Alistair's oldest is 7 years old and has only recently needed repairing.
I can't seem to move forward very quickly.
It's not a race, and coracles are not fast. If anyone ever says to you how quickly they go, it's faster to carry it along the bank than to paddle.
Well, both Rachel and Tristram have taken to coracling like ducks to water. Let's hope our house hunt goes just as well.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed yourselves building a coracle today.
Yeah, it's been great fun.
It's been brilliant.
Magic. Well, I'll leave you to it. Have fun looking for your new house.
See ya.
Right? Come back, Alistair.
For our second offering, we're heading northeast to the village of Chesterton, just 3 miles from the town of Bicester. whose station provides a regular 45-minute rail service into London's Marylebone Station. Chesterton is a popular Oxfordshire village dating back to Roman times, with a predominance of Cotswold stone cottages. Its parish church was established in the 12th century. There's also a pub serving food, but the real selling point of the village is its proximity to amenities in Bicester, just a 10-minute cycle ride away. Our second property is situated right in the heart of Chesterton.
Here we are then, tucked away down this little dead-end lane in Chesterton. Is that property 2?
That looks really nice.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah,
really
it's such a
pretty.
lovely street.
Yeah.
It's a great spot. It's a bit
Really
quieter than
nice.
property 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I think this is a house you can definitely spread out in a little more. It's a young family here at the moment, and I think that kind of tells you everything you need to know in terms of how it might fit your future aspirations. Right, let's have a look.
Dating to the 18th century, this end-of-terrace property was once a simple stone cottage and even operated as a shop in the 1950s. The current owners have refurbished much of the interior, keeping many of its traditional features.
Come on in. Now, technically, I wouldn't describe this as open plan, but when you sweep through that hallway past this lovely pillar, you're greeted with this space, which is essentially a main family living room, but the whole thing flows beautifully through.
Yeah.
I really like it. It feels like a good space. It's different, I mean, with pillars in a way, but
The fireplace is lovely. That's a working open fireplace.
nice
And
little
I'm-
window seat there as well.
Imagining this is...
This is what you
is
think
the
it is.
television.
There you go. You see, they've got a projector down there.
Oh, it's lovely.
So we're having fun in here already, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
Fun is a great way to sell a house. Come through here. This is the dining room. There we go.
Oh, lovely.
This is really nice. Really good size.
It's not bad, is it, really?
Yeah.
And it goes through that door there to a new extension, which is nice, bifold doors out to the garden. So you've got an additional kind of family room, as it were, there.
Yeah.
Nice playroom, maybe, for the future. Just, you know, sowing a seed. It's not your traditional kitchen diner, because this is the kitchen. Have a look at it. It's a kind of galley kitchen that is kind of attached to the dining room, I suppose. My thought, really, was to just make that hole a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sort of
think
knock through.
certainly potential to knock through and make it into a kitchen diner and have a really nice space out here as well.
Yeah.
Really liking it so far.
Yeah, I really like it. It's really, yeah.
There's an effervescence about your response to this property, which I didn't see in property 1, to be honest. There's a lot of fizz going on.
Well, let's hope our couple continue to bubble with excitement as we head upstairs. Here we're offering them 3 bedrooms, all arranged off a central landing. One of those is a double with a pull-out bed, and there's a smaller single with a bunk bed. A half-tiled family bathroom serves all 3 bedrooms, which just leaves us with the master.
Now, this we're thinking is for you.
That's lovely.
By far the biggest and the brightest of the lot. Similar aspect to bedroom 2, which is next door again, nice and bright, overlooking the lane.
This lovely.
Really nice.
It feels really bright and airy, and it just feels like there's much more space
Yeah,
upstairs than the
definitely.
previous.
Absolutely,
so,
and you've got the landing area, which is really handy. The only thing I would do up here is update the bathroom.
Yeah.
yeah, it just feels a bit more.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's the word we were creeping towards. Yeah, a bit more you, Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's brilliant.
Well, let's see if the numbers work.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the price, shall we?
So very positive reactions inside. Outside the enclosed garden is largely laid to lawn with mature trees providing a shaded eating and relaxing area at the far end. There's also a detached single garage at the front of the house, handy storage for the bikes.
So it's not the biggest garden in the world, but it does give you, I think, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Nice bit of shade, bit of privacy there, bit of lawn here, and then there's the back of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's lovely.
So, what do you think property 2 is worth then? Who's going to go first? Rachel went first last time, so Tris?
I reckon it's on for 365,000.
365. Did you say that last time?
No, that was Rachel.
Right, 365?
Yep.
I'm gonna go 360.
360? What's 5 grand? 365 to 360. Well, here's the thing. You're both wrong, but you can afford it. But you may have to spend a little bit more than you were perhaps thinking about, because this is on the market for £375,000.
Okay.
What do you think
It's
of
not
that?
bad, actually.
That's not bad at all. No, Brilliant.
Good. We said when we came in it was a house of great fun.
Yeah.
And I think that theme has continued. So while we're about it, go and continue to enjoy yourselves. And I will find you a little bit later on.
Brilliant.
Below budget by £25,000, our second property choice is a traditional stone cottage which has been refurbished, offering light and open reception spaces, including an extended sunroom. Upstairs, there's one more bedroom than our previous property, and outside there's a peaceful garden, as well as a garage for storage. It's located in a popular village and a short bike ride from a large town and mainline station into London.
I really like this house. It's quirky, it's different, it's got lots of character, lots of personality. It's got the space we're looking for, inside and outside. Yes, it needs a little bit of work, but we're not afraid of that. I mean, it gives us an opportunity to put our own stamp on it. So, yeah, really pleased with it.
I do think it's a contender. I think I could see myself living here. I think I would just have to sort of scope out the area a bit and think about potentially the changes we might make. So, yeah, quite impressed, actually. It's really, really lovely.
After you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Good. Well, I would say that, all in all, it's been a pretty good day's house hunting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Certainly real mixture, but this one was good fun.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it? Good fun.
lovely.
Is it top of the list at the minute?
It is for me.
Yes, it's definitely
Yeah.
on the list, yeah.
OK. Now, that's it for today. However, you know this area extremely well. Where are we going out tonight, then?
Well, we can start at the pub on the corner and then
See what
see
happens.
where the evening takes us.
Come on, then, let's go.
It's the second and final day of our tour around Oxfordshire, searching out a home for newlyweds Rachel and Tristram from London to live out their country dream. Armed with a budget of £400,000, we're looking for a property with character and charm. We've still got a youthful mystery house to come.
There. Come on, smell the newness, smell the paint.
And I'll be learning how to make books the old-fashioned way.
I'm going to put my head right through there and try and find the other end of it.
Yep.
God, that's harder than that is. God, you need the patience of a saint, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, it's 24 hours since we started our house search here in Oxfordshire with Rachel and with Tristram, and 48 hours since they learned that at last their flat in London has gone under offer. So we really do need to get our skates on and get this move underway. So far, we've shown them two, I think, beautiful properties full of history and character. But for our mystery house, well, we're going to try something a little bit different in a place I don't think they'll have thought of. Well, guys, one more house to come.
I know.
Mystery house.
The mystery
Really
house.
excited.
Any ideas what it might be, then?
I reckon you might have gone new build for us.
Ah. Why?
Just because we were so anti it.
To give you a clue as to where we are going, so I am driving with the sun behind me, and it's the morning.
Okay.
There's the riddle.
Right, we're heading west.
Yes.
Yes.
Well done.
So there we go.
We're heading west.
Yes, for the last leg of our house hunt, we are heading west, and in fact, we're hopping across the border into Gloucestershire to the village of Bourton-on-the-Water. Regularly voted as one of the prettiest villages in England, it's fondly known as the Little Venice of the Cotswolds. Its lovely stone buildings with their towering chimneys look down over the elegant arching bridges that cross the River Windrush. A real draw to visitors, there are plenty of restaurants, tea rooms and shops sitting behind the tree-lined embankment. And just a few minutes' walk from the centre of the village, we find our third and final offering, our mystery house.
OK, so you were right, Tristram. It is a new build. There you go. What do you happen to that?
It looks lovely.
Quite
I'm pleasantly
excited.
surprised.
Now, the bit you get is all of that and that garage and the window above it. So the dividing line is that downpipe in between those two garages. It's only 7 years old,
Yeah.
but it is Cotswold stone.
Yes.
So we've kept with that theme.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing to remind you of is that we have crossed the border into Gloucestershire. It does mean we are offering you the longest commute of the lot. The nearest station is Moreton in the Marsh, which is about 8 miles or so north of here, and it's an hour and a half into London. Were we right to take the risk?
Definitely. I mean, it's not something we would have ever come and looked at ourselves, and do you know what? We could just be shutting us out for no good reason, and I think we both really, really like location and the close.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just walking in here now, we've changed your mind.
Here, yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah, absolutely.
This handsome home sits in a development of just 9 properties. And although our mystery house is modern, it's been designed with traditional features in mind. The sheltered front door leads to a spacious hallway.
There, come on, smell the newness, smell the paint. Let's start in here.
Oh, lovely kitchen.
Yeah, this is lovely.
And that's the great thing about a new build. It's designed for modern living.
Yeah.
Obviously, so they've really thought about, you know, that square shape that we all kind of know and love. You know, cooker, sink. You know, the kind of preparation triangle is all here.
Yeah. That's really, really good size, really good finish.
Yeah.
I could see me spending lots of time cooking.
It's obviously all new, it all works, but it still feels kind of cosy and got that kind of countryside style to it.
There's no separate dining room as such. That's all part of the living room, which is through here. So you see what I mean? You've got living and dining all in the same room, with a conservatory leading off there.
It's nice and airy, though. I like how bright it is, and that view's amazing out there.
It just feels spacious, though, doesn't it? It's so light, and I don't think we've had that as much before with the previous properties, have we?
Good. So I think maybe our gamble has paid off.
Yeah.
So far.
So far.
So far.
Now, this is pretty much it for the ground floor. It's pretty compact, but it does make up for it in many ways upstairs. Come and have a look.
Back through the hallway, there's some understairs storage and a cloakroom. A winding stairway leads to the first floor, and off the landing, there are an unexpected 4 bedrooms.
Now, all this space to show you. You've got a really nice guest double in there, all right? This is currently set up as a study kind of box room. That's the smallest of the 4 bedrooms. This is quite nice. Another guest double in there.
Lovely.
What are you going to do with all this room? All right. Family bathroom is in here. Okay. But your bit, this way.
Running the width of the back of the house is the master bedroom, and it comes with 2 added bonuses.
Well, perhaps no surprise that this is yours because you've got dressing area, ensuite shower, and
my
obviously
goodness.
bedroom.
Wow. I'm
Dressing
impressed
area.
with it.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
So, my area, Rachel's.
This is... I'm
You're
actually
speechless, aren't you?
can't say anything.
The clever thing
So much
is,
space.
part of the footprint is occupied by the garage, but up here, the first floor spreads over the garage, so you've got that sense of more space. It's really well thought out.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Oh, we haven't bought it yet.
You haven't bought it yet, exactly. You don't know what it's worth yet. Well, you better get thinking because I'm going to ask you in a minute. Come on.
Well, our mystery house is definitely doing its job by both surprising and delighting us. So, as we head back downstairs, there's just the garden to see. It may be neat, but its far-reaching views across fields gives the feeling of endless space. A small paved patio leads to a lawn bordered by flowers.
Now, in fairness, it's probably not the biggest garden we've been able to show you this week, but it is all rather pretty and rather beautiful and very easy to maintain, as is the rest of the property.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's a lovely outdoor space. I mean, the view behind helps.
So, it's time to get down to business. Who's going to guess the price first on this one?
Over to you, Rach.
I think for the space, 395.
OK. I'd go 390,000.
390. You're pretty close, to be fair, in your estimates this week. How about this then? £350,000.
Wow.
That is really surprising.
Yeah. Certainly food for thought, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't wait to get back upstairs and look at that bedroom, can you? Right, go on, off you go. Go and enjoy yourselves, and I will catch up with you a little bit later. Well, there you go. They said it themselves. It wasn't what they were looking for, but who knows? It may just have worked. That, of course, is the joy of the Mystery House.
Our modern contemporary Cotswold home is a welcome £50,000 under budget, meaning a healthy kitty if there's a new addition to the family. There's a great kitchen and lounge diner, perfect for entertaining. And with youth comes space. Upstairs, they get double the number of bedrooms they're after. Outside, the pretty garden has great views, and although the commute to London is a little further than they'd want, the location is within one of the Cotswolds' most desirable villages.
Oh, this is nice.
This is great.
Good space.
And you can put all your bikes in here.
Yeah. Ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, it's good. The space is just amazing. I can't get over the space, actually.
You like your wardrobe, don't you?
Dressing room area is very... that's a bonus, but it's, yeah, absolutely blown away by this house.
Every single room felt light and airy, and it was a good size. There was nothing that felt cramped, and it was all modern. It's all bang up to date. We could just move straight in and there'd be nothing to do. It's good to go, this house.
Come on, you two.
Hello.
Isn't this wonderful? It gives it such a wonderful setting.
It's so beautiful. It's really pretty.
Yeah, we love it. Would you keep it looking like this?
I would try.
We definitely try our best.
Well, we've certainly tried to give you 3 worthy options this week. I dare say there's a bit of discussion to be had.
Absolutely.
It certainly mixed it up for us a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, you've given us a lot to think about, which is a good thing.
That's the idea. Right then, off we go.
Oxfordshire is probably best known for the world-famous university in Oxford, in the heart of this county. With scholars come books, and with prolific publishing of theses and journals over the years, bookbinding became a necessary craft. It was at its height during Victorian times, but with today's technology, the art of hand-binding books is now in decline. Malcolm Q started his career as a bookbinder 45 years ago at the British Museum and is keeping this artisan tradition alive in his workshop in Thame. Here, he restores old books, but also makes leather-bound books from scratch.
Malcolm,
Hi, Jules.
very nice to see you.
And you.
So you must have seen some fabulous works over the years.
At one of the places I worked, I did the log book for Captain Cook. Captain Cook's log
You're
book.
joking.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's harder, a new book or a restored book?
Well, you have to obviously try to restore a book carefully and thoughtfully, where you know, retaining as much of the original as you can. It's a fascinating trade to be in, really. I mean, it's kind of
No day's
it's
the
never
same.
a dull moment, you know. Really.
Yeah. Well, I've come to the perfect place to see how it's done.
Yep.
Show me around.
After you.
Although most bookbinding is now fully mechanised, there is still a demand for hand-bound one-off books and small runs, which keeps Malcolm busy. And he still uses many of the traditional tools that were common in the 19th century.
And is this some of your work?
Yes, yeah. Those are ones
incredible.
I've done over the years. Yeah.
As well as having the honour of working on Captain Cook's logbook, Malcolm's also bound special books for royalty, including Princess Diana and Her Majesty the Queen.
So how do you start? How do you begin to compile all the pages together?
Well, most books are made up with sections, which is a folded paper.
So effectively, they're sort of books within books, aren't they, really?
Yeah. When you're hand sewing, take a section at a time, and so you go in like that, go in and out around the tape.
Until the mid-1400s, when the first Bible was printed in Germany, books as we know them didn't really exist. They were just sections of parchment sewn together, usually religious writings.
It does look fascinating,
Do you
though.
want to go?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's see how hard it is. I can't even get hold of the needle.
And
then back in on itself through
that's
there.
right, and through that one there.
I'm going to put my head right through there and try and find the other end of it.
Yeah.
God, that's harder than that is. God, you need the patience of a saint, don't you?
Yeah.
The methods you're using presumably have not changed for hundreds of years.
No, this is how they used to do all the books. Yeah, before the big old sewing machines came in. Yeah, which would have been Victorian times, of course.
All of this work is hidden by the cover, which is the thing that really defines the beauty of a book in many respects, isn't it? As well as
that's
what's
right.
actually on the pages.
Yeah.
Doing a new book is one thing, but what sort of condition are books in when you're taking them into restore?
All sorts. I mean,
Oh, that's a beautiful
There's
looking
one
book.
there. It's a lovely book.
I mean, that to me is the iconic hand-bound leather book.
I've got to try and save the old spine from that. It's a bit of a job.
But, you know, for all of us, I think, the end result, the really appealing bit, is the cover. And as far as you're concerned, that really is the showcase of your work, isn't it? For most people who pick up a beautifully restored book, that's what we're all looking at. I guess the final bit, the pièce de Resistance is the lettering, that lovely gold lettering. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, I'm doing that over here, so if you'd like to come and have a look.
Malcolm has numerous brass stamps, each engraved with the letter or design, and they're heated before gold leaf can be applied to the book.
Show us how you're going to do this one then.
The heat of the stamp transfers the gold leaf onto the spine.
Can I pick up this volume here? I don't know what it is, but this is the finished article. There we are, an encyclopedia, volume 1. That is absolutely beautiful. I mean, if ever I were to write my memoirs, I know where to come to get them bound.
Yep.
Although I suspect it'd be a bit smaller than that.
Would I be able to get the lettering on the spine?
It might be more of a pamphlet, yeah.
Yeah.
Malcolm, thanks, mate, very much
Pleasure.
indeed. Well, we've all shared in the pressure to try and find Rachel and Tristram a home in a hurry this week, but have we been successful? Let's go and ask them. Well, we've certainly packed a lot in. We've given you, I think, 3 very interesting properties to consider, but the burning question, as always, is any one of them going to be your home for the future? Have we managed to do it?
Yeah, second property. I think we're going to go back and have another look at that, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think we all rather liked the setting of that, didn't we? Yeah. Just off the green, down that private track. And then we took you this morning to our mystery house.
We were totally surprised by that property. It's absolutely everything we asked you not to find for us. and but it really changed our perception on new houses. The space was incredible.
Yeah, the property itself was lovely. The location just doesn't work. It's 8 miles from a station, then I think it's an hour and a half into London, so a bit far out. But like Rach says, it was a really pleasant surprise.
So, come what may, you will make a decision soon.
We've got a busy few weeks ahead of us, haven't we?
Yeah, the pressure's on with our house under offer now. So yeah, full steam ahead.
Well, guys, it's been a great pleasure. We wish you all the very best of luck. Let us know how you get on in the next few weeks. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Oh, thank you. You've had a lovely
great.
time.
Pleasure. Well, Tristram and Rachel wouldn't be the first buyers to have dismissed new builds in favour of the obvious age and character that an older property can offer them. But in truth, if you do that, you do run the risk of missing out on something that could be really special. Take this place, Ensham Hall. On the face of it, a beautiful Jacobean mansion, potentially over 300 years old, but in truth, it was completed in 1908. Not bad for a new build.
If you would like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and would like our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.